Welcome to the Crazy Town Podcast. I'm Jonas.
And I'm TNT Dynamite, the explosive one. Let's crack into another one.
TNT.
Yo.
It's a sad day in the world, man.
It is a sad day, man.
The Pope perished.
The Pope Francis, man.
Yeah.
It was one of the popes that I actually remember. As far as look, no, it's no surprise that we've been alive through a lot of different popes, but this is the one that kind of stood out to me. You know?
Okay, why was that? Was he he a more hip pope?
He was a little bit younger. I think he was still in his 80s, though. Obviously, he was 89, I believe, when he died. It happened right after Easter Sunday, too. But
damn, he made it through the Lord's Day.
Yeah, but I don't know. He was a very progressive pope.
Wasn't he the one that talked about wearing condoms and stuff or something? Wasn't that a big deal?
Condoms. He talked about gay and trans rights and stuff of that nature. Very accepting. It just seemed like a more
progressive, modern dude, where a lot of the popes were fire and brimstone, old school, Old Testament.
Especially
popes.
when we're talking Catholic Church type of stuff, that kind of stuff isn't really taking over.
Yeah.
Either way, Jonas, we got the clash of the popes. Oh, put your money on who
Pope
you
draft?
think the winner is, Jonas. Black guy, Asian guy, or classic white, Jonas. Which one do you think?
I would love to have a pope that wasn't a white dude, but I'm pretty sure the white dude's gonna win. I mean, I'm sure it's the number 2.
Well, number 2, Cardinal Parolin, Jonas.
Sure,
he won.
Oh, surprise! They should at least put 2 white dudes in there, so you had to guess.
You never stood a chance, buddy. So yeah, we got a new pope, Jonas. So
when's he swore in?
I thought you looked up the article.
No, bro, I don't. I know he
you
died.
looked it up,
I know
man.
JD Vance went and saw him, and he died the next day. And then JD Vance did something else, and something bad happened the day after that.
As the world is gripped by anxiety and uncertainty driven by the rise of authoritarianism in governments and the conflict in Europe that seems poised to spin out of control, the deep economic volatility, the Cardinal of Rome gathered together to elect a new pope. They decided to entrust the bark of Peter to a veteran diplomat, a man.
The bark of Peter?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either, man.
Yeah.
A man who they believed is equipped to steer her safety through the arms that seemed destined to come. So they chose Pope Cardinal. Oh my God, I can't read any of these names, dude. They chose this guy, dude. They're gonna go to Vatican. They're gonna do the whole black smoke, white smoke thing. I'm looking to see when it's gonna happen.
Oh, I remember that from Euro Trip. When the Pope dies, they do the smoke.
That's right. So
people don't want that smoke, though.
He's 70 years old, which is obviously a very young pope because Pope.
Oh goddamn, yeah, popes are. This Pope Francis was 88.
Yeah, he was an older guy.
Okay.
He was born in 1955 in Schiavon, a small town of 2,500 people in northern Italy. So he's Italian of nature. He is the son of a hardware store owner, and his father and his elementary school teacher mother. Oh, that's what it is. He was always destined to be a priest, and he entered the minor seminary at the age of 14.
Oh my God, dude.
That's crazy. In 1980, he was 25. 3 years later, his life took a decisive turn where he entered the prestigious Pontification Ecclesiastical Academy.
Damn, that's a wordful.
The Pontifical Ecclesiastical
At what point of their training do they teach them it's not okay to have sex with children?
I'm pretty sure you learn that when you turn 17. I think that's the case.
Gotcha.
Maybe even younger. If you 12 years old and you're trying to hang out with a 5-year-old, you probably get told then too.
Okay.
But it's not a crime then.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me.
You're just Kanye.
This is Kanye. It's very interesting to me that, people always talk about, granted, let me disclaimer. Jonas is not a religious man. Okay. So when a lot of this religion stuff, I maybe don't understand. Maybe I'm ignorant. I don't know. But I know that I've heard a lot of people talk about Catholic guilt. Like, because there's a lot of like laying it on thick about like not having sex or being a sexual deviant or like being pure and like all this stuff. And like, and it's very like, and I get it, right? Like, you don't want kids out here having teen pregnancies and all whatever. But then to have like scandals over and over again about like assaulting young boys.
I mean, with all, like that did happen. It's definitely lessened as of late. No. But I know is that I haven't heard as much about it. And if it were happening to the degree where it was happening when it was at its apex, that we would still be hearing about it.
Yeah, it feels like it's really weird to me, man, that like it feels like the whole era that we were growing up in, that people were just abusing kids and whatever. Because like it's like you look at like the Penn State Jerry Sandusky, like that stuff, the Catholic Church, you hear about all the Me Too movement in Hollywood. Like you hear about like the kids like going back to like about like the kids that were on TV shows when they were younger, when they were like when we were kids, like all being abused. Like it just seems like everybody was abusing children, and everyone was just having sex with other people to get ahead. And maybe that's still happening, but it seems like it was so prevalent in the 80s and 90s that like maybe now because of social media, it's more like out there. But like I'm just like, why was everyone just a rapey person back then? Like what the hell is happening?
I feel like everybody's still on that issue nowadays, Jonas. I wouldn't
People
even say
still rapey. I mean, I get people are having, or I mean, I get it's still happening, but like, it's like it was like everywhere. The church, Hollywood, football team, like it's like holy crap, dude! Like what the hell,
Jonas? Man, look, what is like? I feel like it is so like canonical for humans. We are so like engrossed in sex. Like the internet, 1% of the internet is what? Adult material.
I was going to say 1% is actually useful.
Yeah, 1% of the internet is adult material.
That's
Yet
there's way more.
The most viewed section of the internet is that adult material. We have an epidemic in this country where like OnlyFans is doing like, they're going to like colleges and like saying, hey, you can start your career here. I don't know if that's actually happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. We have like cases coming out still on a daily basis where sexual assault is just a part of like human, I won't say nature, but it is human nature.
I guess.
So it's not like necessarily a surprise to me, but I would hope that when the Catholic Church, not that I'm a Catholic or have any like dog in this fight, but when they choose a leader, they would choose somebody who is vehemently against this ish, because it is insane. You're right, and it doesn't need to happen.
It was always going on. Like nobody talked about it in the 80s, and now at least people are talking about it. But I guess it was like that about everything. Like people weren't as vocal about racism and gay rights and everything.
How can you be when we don't have access to each other?
I mean, back then no one had access. I remember
they didn't have cell phones.
It says here, I Googled it. I used Grok on Twitter.
Sure.
4% of the internet's websites are pornographic.
Okay. And it's probably the most viewed.
And that's like, and it says adult content counts for 10 to 15% of web searches and 20% of mobile searches.
That's crazy. 20%?
Of people on their phone just taking around their little things.
20%, bro?
Of mobile searches.
They got me effed up. I just looked up the new pope. So the new pope should be selected between May 6th and May 11th.
Oh, like sworn in as pope, poped, whatever they call it.
They usually choose one new pope 15 to 20 days after the death of the previous pope, Pope Francis in this case. And it should be between the 6th and 11th where they do the whole black smoke, white smoke.
What are they doing with the interim pope? Is there an interim pope?
I don't know if there's an interim pope. Voting will take place exclusively in the Sistine Chapel, which remains sealed until voting is concluded.
Oh, on pay-per-view?
Yep. So it's on pay-per-view. It's Pope Rumble.
Yeah. Sunday, we're voting for the Pope.
Seminary Slam.
They make those four guys have a fatal four-way match to see who becomes the last pope.
Yeah, so the election of the Supreme Pontiff, according to the Apostolical Constitution, and the new conclave must start after the something period, it's some Latin word, 9 days period, in which the time is dedicated to mourning each pope after their death.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what the Pope does, but I do like it when
he's a very respected figure. Like yeah, what like I guess like let me do that. I'm gonna put this in Grok.
I like it when the Pope is like he represents what I feel like the church is supposed to represent. I'm not a religious person myself, but I feel like a Pope should represent what like religion is to the people who follow him. So I hope that the new Pope, the new Caucasian Pope, Jonas, you won again.
The new Caucasian Pope. I love that.
Congratulations, Jonas, you won again.
I put into Grok, what does the Pope do and represent? It's the leader of the Catholic Church. He has a multifaceted role combining spiritual, administrative, and diplomatic responsibilities, spiritual leadership, administrative governance, diplomatic role, moral and social influence, pastoral duties. And then he represents the successor of St. Peter, the unity of the church, moral authority, head of Vatican City, and bridge between heaven and earth. I like how that last one is there. He's the bridge between
heaven and earth.
That sounds wild.
All right, fam. You know, you Catholics, go ahead and get what you're going, man.
Jesus, go shake his hand, get to meet the Lord, I guess. So anyways, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Go to thecrazynow.com for Jonas.
TNT.